Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another OPTC video. In today's video, we're back for the 10-star Pirate Alliance KIZUNA clash against KUZAN. And in today's video, we are focusing on utilizing a Robin and Chopper as a friend captain. In my previous video, I did put out a no support sort of setup with any friend captain that you guys really want to bring. Obviously, bringing like double Yamato is really the play, but you could also bring Robin and Chopper over there. But realistically, like those teams are sort of built very quickly, very simply, and just bring a same friend captain and you can get your assists done. Well, as I mentioned in that video as well, not only are you farming the KUZAN Super Evolution skulls from the boxes of a regular 10-star KIZUNA, which means you're going to need a lot of tickets, you're also going to be looking for these Dr. Vegapunk's skulls as well. So you're going to need to do a lot of runs, and ideally you want to try and save potions for super bosses, so you want to be doing your assists. But as I mentioned in that video too, use the suicide strat, band together your alliance, get as many assists done as you can, or if you need to, just drop a bunch of potions. Like, if you have to use potions to get these characters done, I would highly recommend doing so, but you want to use as little as possible, like 0, honestly. But if you have to use like 1 or 2, it's not the end of the world. Up to like 5, look, I get it. You can buy some from the KIZUNA Clash shop as well, so like there are potions available for you. Just make sure you get these characters done, because they're going to be so good in the upcoming events. They're going to be helped with boosters, and like just get them done, all right? Like, just get them done. But as I mentioned today, we are going to be focusing on Robin and Chopper as a friend captain to maximize our tickets to get these particular characters super evolved and ready to go. The thing about Robin and Chopper are they actually really good for the event. Funny enough, KIZUNA Legend really good for the event. Stomp, that's crazy. Now they're going to be doing this moving forward. Like, I feel like every single monthly cycle event, like PKA, it's the end of month, Treasure Map, PvP, and now KIZUNA, like every single time we get a banner, like you're going to be expecting a legend. But this particular character is really good because they remove attack down in their captain ability, and that's something that I overlooked in my previous video. So like I said, it's just best to run like the same character, and I'll do playthrough videos for all of these. Like, don't stress, like as soon as the event goes live, I'm not doing summons, so like I can sort of drop a few potions, jump in, and just sort of showcase how these teams actually perform, because I know the way that I sort of describe how to run them can be a little bit hard to translate. I don't do write-ups and stuff like that, man. I don't have time. So the upside to Robin and Chopper is that they remove attack down in their captain. They are a cerebral-based unit, and obviously cerebrals are the weakness type for both of the 10-star events. So you can bring cerebral teams. Your cerebral characters will be hitting harder. If you have type advantage with cerebral, you're going to be hitting even harder as well. So like I said, this is the character you're going to be using as a friend captain in today's video. If you can't find this character, don't stress. I already put out that other video. I'll link it in the description and the pinned comment for you guys as well. So obviously the recommended characters, starting off with the quick variation team, looks like this. The quick variation, Atlas and Robin and Chopper are the recommended characters. Obviously, they are the 2 new characters on the KIZUNA banner. Fighters, Cerebrals, and Shooters get all the good stuff on turn 2. There's some damage reduction and hunger that you have to take care of. And then basically, after level 30, which all of these teams are built for, KUZAN's immune to all of the blowaway % damage stuff. He's weak to Cerebrals, and then does a 70% HP cut on preemptive. Gives you 8 turns of attack down, 2 turns of limit taps for 3 times, so you can only tap with 3 characters. Normal attacks only, full immunity except delay, threshold, and then a barrier for 1 bomb slot for 3 turns. On defeat, he's going to slap you with 250,000 damage, so you want to bring a character that can give damage reduction. But guess what? This Robin and Chopper is actually really good at doing that. So basically, on turn 2, Robin and Chopper is amazing because you can use their special to remove 7 turns of damage reduction. Once you do that, they give you 3 turns of a base attack boost, 3 turns of chain multiplicative buff. They also remove attack down in their captain ability, so they're covering you for the final stage as well. I don't know if they have hunger as well. Like, if they've got hunger too, like, you're basically just covered for that stage. Like, you're literally just bringing them and using that special on turn 2 is going to help you drastically to take down the event. So use them there. Their super switch as well is going to give some resistance down, reduced damage taken, which we're obviously not going to get because we need the damage reduction on the final stage. But you can actually use the Yamato EX on or special on that turn. Oh, actually you can't, because you actually really want that. So basically just super swap with Robin and Chopper, use their special, move into the final stage, and then basically you don't have to worry about stage 2, and you don't have to worry about that really pesky 8 turns of attack down, because they're going to be removing that as well. Now you're stuck with threshold, barriers, damage, end of turn damage, 250k, and then the tap limit. You also get a 70% HP cut, so that 250k, it's going to hit pretty hard. The team looks like this. We are utilizing Yamato once again. Then obviously we're utilizing Sabo. Now Sabo is fantastic because Sabo can give you a full border orbs with the EX special, But he also gives the territory for cerebrals as well as the advantageous type buff for 3 times, I believe. Or it's 2.5 if you miss. So most of the time I'm skipping this stuff, so I'm getting like a 2.7, 2.8, which is fine. So you're going to get 2 turns of that, which is really, really nice. And then he also does like burn and special bind removal, but for that we don't really care about. He's also a very, very strong captain for cerebral characters as well, so that's always really, really good too. He's immune to special bind, but like that's not really gonna matter. And then when you have 10 or more status effects, he gets a 6.5 times attack boost. So you're not really gonna have that, or you might, but at the end of the day, like he's still rocking a 6.25 captain or 6 times. Either way, like it's still very, very strong. Like very, very strong. Plus, he's a super tandem character, and because we are running Robins on the team, we can actually get access to his super tandem. I believe we can get access to his super tandem. Maybe we can't. No, I don't think we can actually. Damn, sucks to suck, I guess. Yeah, damn, that sucks. We're probably gonna have to find a way to bring another character for his super tandem, because we're gonna have his tandem orbs. He's also going to increase the base attack from the Robin and Chopper special as well. Robin and Chopper also have that super type or super class to get the increase of base stats as well. We have the barrier removal with Robin and Koala. Robin and Koala once again showing how valuable they are in these very annoying 10-star events. 3 turns of barrier removal with their special is exactly what we need. They're also giving us color affinity as well as or buff, which is really, really nice. Law, I threw Law on the team here because Law can remove, well, he's just an attack booster as well as an increased damage taken dealer. He does have a final tap as well, but I don't really know if we'll get the final tap because like you do have to be like above 70% HP. We have a bunch of healers on the team though, and the way that Robin and Chopper works, they actually give you healing too, so we might have his healing, but I feel like we could easily just replace Law with another character for the super tandem of Sabo. The final character on the team is, well, I haven't spoken about Yamato either, but one of the final characters is Nami. Nami can technically remove 5 turns of Threshold. She removes 3 turns, gives herself back the cooldowns, and then she gives 2 turns, so that's 5, and then the super swap of Robin and Koala is actually going to give you 3 turns. So realistically, you only need to remove 4, but hey, like Nami removes 5, she works out pretty nicely. And finally, we have Yamato. Yamato here is our rush character. Yamato can use the Straw Hats in her EX. You need 3 of them. So if you keep either Law or you keep Nami on the team, I might pause the video and have a look at some replacements. But basically, you're going to get access to this. And what this does is you get the damage, reduced damage taken, which is the 80% to tank the 250k. She gives you a nice heal. She buffs the Cerebral and Free Spirit super class to 1.3 times. Remember, Cerebrals will be hitting a lot harder. But her special removes 7 turns of a chosen buff. We're going to remove that tap debuff, so that way we don't have to deal with it. And then she's also going to, because we have a full Cerebral team, she's going to increase the attack and all buff by 0.25. So works out pretty nicely. You have base stats. You have a little chain boost with that Mr. 1 support. You have the damage reduction conversion buff. You've got color affinity. You've got the Cerebral territory, the class affinity buff. Literally the only thing that we don't have here is our conditional boost. But at the end of the day, like if you are keeping Law, you're still getting increased damage taken. You're getting a very, very nice attack boost. You have a bunch of characters that are hitting hard with type advantage, and you have a rush into a final tap, provided that actually works with the HP thing. So might have to test that. Alright, so funny enough, you can actually replace Nami with Hack. Hack's going to remove 5 turns of Threshold, so then when you have the super swap of Robin and Koala, that's going to still trigger the 3 turns of it, so you have 8 turns all up. Hack then it goes into the super tandem of Sabo. So basically you're just going to rush with Yamato into Hack, hit with Sabo, hit with the Robin Koala down the bottom there, hit with the Robin Koala as the friend captain, and then you're going to finish it off with Law. Provided you have enough healing, then you're obviously going to get that final tap there, but we're not really going to know that until we get there. Plus, Hack gives 90% damage reduction too, so you're getting a little bit more damage out of it with this particular team, because you get the damage reduction conversion buff at a 1.9 times, not a 1.8 times. Just make sure to use Hack first. Hack removes barriers too, so like by 2 turns, so he's another really, really good character for this particular fight, if you want to bring another Robin or something like that. So this way, you still don't have a conditional buff. I tried to bring in Verse Luffy and use like some supports, which you definitely can do with like Beppo and whatnot, but it is just getting a little bit finicky there because like Verse Luffy's boosted. But this way you still have a full Cerebral team. You're getting Super Tandem, you're getting a Rush, you're doing some fun stuff. And you still have the 3 characters because you have the 2 Robins in Law for Yamato, so that way you're getting a Super Tandem there. So that's the team we have. Obviously, just fill the rest of the team out with some supports that boost stats, and you're basically off to the races there. Moving on to the Dex variation of KUZAN. Now, the recommended characters obviously are the 2 new units. The Cerebral characters are getting the advantageous typing again, so you kind of want to build them, but you can bring Driven and Powerhouse as well. They're also getting all the good stuff. On Battle 2, you get a Tack Down and a 2-hit barrier, 2 turns of a 25 hit barrier, and then a 10% HP cut on death. Now, ideally, you want to be above 99% HP when you move into the final stage, because after level 30, there's 2 different preemptives. Obviously, you still have the blowaway stuff, you have the percent damage cut, and then you have the cerebral weakness class. And then if you're below 99% HP, you have to deal with Special Bind and Bind, which ideally you don't want to deal with. Like 10 turns of it's pretty hasty. Unless you're running Sabo, then you kind of don't have to worry about it too much, because Sabo can obviously remove 10 turns of Special Bind. But you still have to remove 6 turns of Bind after sockets, and that's a little bit pesky. As for the rest of the stuff, you have 2 turns of an attack down if you're below a 6 times chain at 90%, normal attacks only. All slots get turned to block. There's 7 turns of damage reduction, 7 turns, I believe, of threshold, 6 turns of threshold, full immunity except delay, and then all type orbs, including Tandem and Wano slots, will have reduced damage dealt by 90%. So you either want to remove this or use like Rainbow or Semler slots. They're kind of like the only 2 slots. And Recovery. You can use Recovery orbs too. That's another option for you guys as well. But obviously all those other orbs are going to be treated as unfavorable. Now, remember, we are bringing a Robin and Chopper as our friend captain. They're going to take care of the attack down, which is great. And on turn 2, once again, you can actually utilize their special. The reason using their special on turn 2 is so good, even though they can remove damage reduction for that final stage, is they heal 25% of the crew's maximum HP, and then heals crew by 5 times the character's recovery at the end of the turn for 10 turns. Now, this is really good for the new Luffy, but the upside to this is that you're actually getting overheal with the captain ability of Robin and Chopper. So their captain ability gives 2 times overheal. 25% you'll go up by, and then you have that end of turn healing, so you can move into the final stage with enough HP to take that 10% HP cut and still be over your maximum, so you're above the 99% threshold. That's the way it's going to rock. I'm going to use them on turn 2. So that way we get that ability. And then when we move into turn 3, we have to basically take care of this bottom shenanigan stuff. This stuff here where it's like block slots, the attack down if you're below a certain chain, 7 turns of damage reduction, 6 turns of threshold, and then the attack down with certain type orb. So team I put together looks a little bit like this. And what we're actually doing here is we're utilizing Yamato, Sabo, and Robin Koala once again. I do have the Nami on this particular team as well. The upside to bringing Atlas as a captain is she also removes attack down. So if you're looking for another attack down removing captain, if you're not bringing like Robin and Koala, Atlas is really good at that. But the reason we're using Atlas is she removes 6 turns of damage reduction and damage reduction from certain slot effects. So she's going to remove that very pesky ability. She also has a very nice final tap ability, which she does get access to as long as you have 5 cerebral characters on the crew. It's not the best final tap, but look, at least it's a final tap. As a captain, she has a super class 2, as long as you have 6 cerebral characters. She then turns all orbs to strength, which she actually makes matching, and she gives you an orb buff at 2.75. Now, we already have the orb buff from Robin and Koala. Robin and Koala we're going to use on turn 2. Use their super swap, they get an orb color affinity buff. Use their special to remove the barrier, and then you get the 3-turn orb. And then when you use the special of Robin and Chopper, you're going to have base stats, chain multiplicative, barrier removal, and an orb buff moving into that final stage. So it's going to work out pretty nicely there. Once you hit the final stage, you have Sabo with the A support. That's going to give us a little bit of a chain boost. He also gives us that advantageous type effect again, which is really, really nice. So that way you're hitting even harder, and you're also getting that cerebral buff for what's it called? Getting the cerebral buff with the weakness type. Now, Sabo, once again, here now that I'm looking at the team, he actually can't get his super tandem again. Now, for some reason, I have like honed in on the fact that Sabo, his tandem needs 3 units, but his EX only needs 2. So that's kind of where I've gone wrong here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pause. I'm probably going to replace Nami, and then we can go from there. Alright, so that was a little bit annoying. You can easily just run the team that you guys just saw. As Robin Koala, remove the barrier on turn 2, and then you just use that Nami character. You're not going to have the Super Tandem of Sabo, but this way, you actually will. So, I decided to replace Robin and Koala with Robin and Jinbei, because they remove damage reduction and threshold. Very, very nice character for that final stage. And then we also have the Luffy and Lord unit. Now, to get Sabo's Super Tandem, I also needed another character for the Yamato EX, you could probably just, like, say, screw the Yamato EX and, like, not worry about that too much. But then you're going to lose, like, a shitload of damage. So, Luffy and Law, the way we're going to use them is on turn 2, we're going to swap with them. They bypass defensive effects. That means they're going to bypass the barrier, and we should be able to just kill there. Now, the upside to Atlas is... Atlas's... What's it called? The upside to Atlas's... abilities with her 6 cerebral characters for the superclass, that's going to trigger on turn 1, and the final tap you need 5 cerebral characters on the crew, not including herself. So I'm assuming that, like, Law and Luffy, they're still technically a cerebral character, even though they're not a cerebral character, but we'll see how that kind of operates on that final stage. Ideally, I kind of don't want to use their special at all. I kind of just want to sort of switch with Luffy and Law, get the ability to bypass the defensive effects, and then just kill on that particular turn. We'll have to wait and see what that actually looks like, because, yeah, depending on what that final tap situation looks like. So, I imagine you'll still get it, because you technically have the cerebral characters, but if we don't, then we'll just sort of go back to that other format. So remember, like I said, this setup will still work, you just won't have that super tandem available from Sabo, which is obviously going to lose quite a lot of damage there. But all in all, you'll still have, like, double orb boosting, attack boosting, base stats, the advantageous type, conditional buff, the type effectiveness of cerebrals. You'll have the domain, not domain, I've been playing heaps of Dokkan. You'll have the territory life, and then you'll also have the Yamato damage reduction conversion buff. All in all, though, this is what we're going to try, just to, like, maximize our damage. If it doesn't work, it won't work. Obviously, you guys will see that with the playthrough, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later!